processes, assignments, quiz marks and all, everything your parents will be able to keep track of yourself, and the proctors will be able to keep track of what you do. And all these are possible because of the digitization, which has been most custom design at VIT. And you have to know about the faculty whom you are going to be working with you, the professors, associate professors, assistant professors. Why I showed this in a nutshell to you is I wanted to show you how our faculty are better than any other institution with so many PhDs, and the non-PhDs are only around 30 compared to, that is the total number being more than around 520. You have around 30 faculty members without a PhD who are doing PhD and who would shortly be completing also. Why I say this is that this is an environment in which you have not only the teaching to be done, for all the teaching resources, whatever you get from them, even the internet can provide you. But our teachers are different in the sense that they will take you towards teaching, learning, and research simultaneously. And I would want to give you a hint of what are the research centers, what we have, the multidisciplinary research centers, right from the electric vehicle center for automation, which handles with robotics and all. We offer even programs for industries, and the Center for Innovation and Product Development, Cyber Physical Systems, Advanced Data Science, Healthcare, Advancement, Innovation and Research, Nano Electronics and VLSI, and we have an Incubation Center also for you to use. And the journal publications, actually VIT is one of the few universities in India which actually goes for getting such set of recognitions, as VC, Vice Chancellor Sir, in the morning pointed out to you. So I will not go deeper into whatever had been told to you already. Now, what are the opportunities you have in front of you? We have the biggest advantage as the industry proximity. So the student internships, what you are going to be having, we had been having good internships, but the internships what you have with outside industries, with what you have as the research centers here, are all going to be mattering so much. And you have the incubation center with the great faculty and the resource available. Make use of the resources and have the guidance of faculty members and go for technology development. The primary problem with our education system in India is that we all produce good technological outcomes, but we are not producing the systemic outputs. That is the output which can be used directly into the system. That is what you, as the undergraduate students, to experience. You need not do big research and all. Whatever you study in your courses, try to implement. Try to have that applied for solving the problem of a common man. That's what we need to do. And we have Pakka Industries collaboration, which our other faculty members would all be introducing to you. And even you can do projects across years. It is a fully flexible credit system about which Dean Academics will start. We'll talk to you. And the major projects, you take a problem, as she said, Dr. Vijayalakshmi said, live on that problem. Go for having your problem extended, solutions extended, and make it so big. And have the peer learning. Along with the peers, you produce so many wonderful things. I should tell you something. By 2030, as per the statistics what we have, by 2030, what sort of jobs are going to be in the market? We don't know. What you are going to be demanded with, we don't know yet. 30% of jobs minimum. So that being the case, you should make yourself to be continuously in the process of learning. You should identify yourself with what penchant you have got, with what nuances you are good at, and accordingly you direct yourself. And the curriculum and pedagogy at VIT, we have such a system at hand to stimulate you well. And we are, as I said in the morning, we have received the IOE status and we have received the category 1 status also. This gives us even more responsibility. Each and every one of you are now to feel responsible, because the government, the country needs such an institution to perform, to set the pace for other institutions to follow also. And in that direction, as per NEP, what you call it as multidisciplinary education and research university, that is what VIT is. And we will give you so much of flexibility to go for concentrating on whatever be of your interest for doing minors, honors, and research programs. And facilities, you have excellent facilities, which are actually even industry standard, I would say. Okay, and the research and incubation facility are there, and very good faculty and student ratio. Compared to the other universities, we are having very fully equipped lab resources and also very good faculty student ratio. And the faculty empowerment, what we have given them for the faculty will guide you, will help you for having the teaching learning process enhanced, research enhanced, and service to the society also enhanced through whatever work you have. Okay, and we are one among the 1,000 universities, and we have received out of 10 institutions which they have identified as IOE, we are one among them. So you identify what sort of a place status the government has given to us. You are part of it. And to that place, if they have made us say, what is our responsibility? How should we all be pulling on? It's not just going to be spending time and all. It's going to be achieving, realizing, put your total strength into that, get yourself, feel proud at the end of the 4 years or at the end of 3 years for those 3-year undergraduate programs. Feel proud of yourself. Let your parents be proud. Let the faculty, feel proud of you. And I told you these are only some of the industries with whom we have got the MOU and some of the universities with whom we are working for academic and societal research and all. And we have several very good industry collaborations, and we are having increasing more number of labs which are actually setting up their research centers here, center of excellences here, and therefore even before you go to the industry, you have the industry coming to teach you, coming to make you practice the industry standard practices. And I wanted to let you remember where you are, or let you identify where our country is. I have shown some 4 countries, South Korea, US and China against India, which has so much of publications only, whereas these are the research publication status. So what is your responsibility? And the number of publications compared to the other universities. And the patents filed, what we have here, US, China, and where India is. See the trend line. And the Raman Research Award, what you have. Actually here at VIT, as I said, you have a great research environment, and that is actually reflected in identifying you for what you have produced as the research publications and all, for which you would be awarded. You go for aligning yourself with a good professor, with all the good professors, or a particular professor of any school or any research center. Based on your own research interest, you can identify yourself. You can align with whichever school professor, whichever center professor you would want to. Only thing is that you have got to be having that passion, that interest, that drive. And because of these activities, what had been going on, we had been standing so tall. As you see, we are in the academic ranking of world universities. We stand in the top 10, the only private university which has been identified with this status. And as morning it was said, we are the university which has been recognized with the category 1 status, A++, and out of the 8 universities, about 7 one with the maximum score of 3.66. In 4th cycle, getting 3.5 itself is very difficult, 3.51. But we have got even much more than the other government institutions. That shows us where you have joined and what your responsibilities are. And this is another international ranking quiz. What you have got to see in 2019, electrical and electronics, for example, I will take 451 to 500 range we were there. Actually, across all the universities, institutions through the whole world where we were, and in 2021 where we have climbed up. Okay, and in India, rank what is it? This includes even IAC, IIT, and all. And similarly, chemical, computer science, and information systems, where we have climbed and all. In 5 years from now, by the time the 4 year students complete your program and go out of VIT with your degree, we should have reached the top 200 or 250. Definitely. That is our target. So that is your target also. And I just finished with this one reminder to you all. India's GDP during the first century, as it grows, as it went on across the centuries, because of various reasons and all, where we were headed and from where we are starting to climb up slow. And this climbing up, the pace in which we are going to be climbing up is going to be augmented for better rate and speed only because of the combined efforts of you people, of the tertiary age population, and the tertiary age population of India is the maximum. They say India is the youngest country in the world with a young, energetic population. Let us beat all the other countries in terms of GDP, and let's all travel together. Have a great time at VIT. Just make use of, be open to get all the good inputs from the universities, whatever faculties offer, and make use of it. Come up in life. Okay, that is our total aim, and your parents' aim also is that. So let us make ourselves, okay, unbeatable by anyone in the whole world, right? You can reach greater heights. As Swami Vivekananda said, a nation is advanced in proportion to education and intelligence spread among the masses, and we are at it. The university is at it. I welcome you all, and let's contribute together, right? And VIT Chennai welcomes you, and congratulations to all the parents who have joined their wards here. Best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening the students with all needed information about the institute and other academic process. Thank you, ma'am. Students,
Thank
your kind attention. Once again, I like to remind you a few instructions. We have forthcoming 4-day session arranged for you for the smooth understanding of the process of VIT Chennai. Attendance for all these days are compulsory. Especially attend the mock APT English Proficiency Test without fail, which is going to happen today at 3:30 p.m. Only then you will get to know the process of APT. The schedule for 4 days session is already shared in the website as well as in the VIT Insider app. Those students who have not logged into VIT Insider app, kindly do it today. It has the details of your session, proctor procty information. The proctor allotted to the student is a one-point contact for the student. Proctor procty meeting is scheduled on 8th September. Gmeet link for it will be available to you tonight. Over to the next session. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. And the willingness to learn is a choice. Happy that you all have chosen VIT for your learning. I invite Dr. A. Nayeemulla Khan, Professor and Dean Academics, VIT Chennai, to deliver on academics at VIT. So I will join within short time. By the time, I would like to repeat the instructions that have been given. Please don't forget, make sure that you log into VIT Insider app today so that you can know what are the remaining 4 days session, the details of it. Very important, proctor proctee information. Set of students, that is, you are called as proctees. You have been nominated, allotted under a faculty who is a proctor. Proctor allotted to the student is a one-point contact for the student. Proctor proctee meeting is scheduled on 8th September. You will get the Gmeet link for the meeting by tonight. And for that, make sure that you log into VIT Insider app. And today at 3:30 you have the mock EPT, English Proficiency Test. Yes, we have got Sir Dean Academics with us. Over to you, sir. Sir, kindly unmute, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Sir, you can share the slides, sir. We are able to see you. Yes, sir. Thank you. It is shared.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible and your screen is also visible, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible. Please go ahead. Sir, audible and your screen is visible. Can you hear us? Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I am not able to hear myself. Okay, not a problem. Is the screen shared? Screen is also not shared. Fine.
Yes, sir. Now it is connected.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
Okay, start up trouble. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Professor Khan, Nayeemulla Khan, Dean Academics at VIT Chennai. Okay. So welcome to VIT, a place to learn, a chance to grow. You've seen this multiple times. You will see this. You'll see this logo on and off again and again. And I'd like to tell you one thing. Okay. I'm not very sure whether I'm okay. So what's the vision of VIT? The vision of VIT is transforming lives through excellence in education and research. The Vice Chancellor did mention this. So that's what we are aiming to. We are aiming to transform your life through the education that the time you spend here and the research you may do. Okay. So what's the best I'll confine myself to the academics part of it. So you need to know certain things that are important with respect to the flexible credit system at VIT. At VIT, we follow a system that's called fully flexible credit system. That's the hallmark of VIT. That's unique to VIT. So what is it that you will get because of that? Basically, you as a student choose anything and everything that's there. Okay, you can choose what courses to study, which semester to study, how many courses to study, when to study which course. You want to study it in the morning or in the afternoon, the lab in the morning, the lab in the afternoon, the theory in the morning, the theory in the afternoon. There'll be multiple professors teaching the same course. You can also choose which faculty to study under, and you can choose a particular theory faculty for the morning, study the theory with him, and the lab in the afternoon you can study with some other faculty too. Basically, you can design whatever you want. Okay, you decide your own timetable. The timetable is in your hands. That's the beauty about the fully flexible credit system. You choose to do everything and everything at will. So, what else? Suppose you are a slow learner. Suppose you aren't able to catch up with your friends. You learn slow and steady. You have some backlogs. You can choose which course to study. And since in most of the common courses are available across both the semesters, okay, the fall and the winter semester will be offering some of the courses will be offered in both the semesters. Then you can study at your own pace. You can study some courses this semester and some in the other semester. That's possible. Suppose you are a brilliant student and you are a fast learner, then you can go ahead and study as many credits as possible. You can study more courses and you can finish your credits early also. That possibility also exists. Okay, and you can use a spare time in the last semester to do an internship in a company or do a research project with a professor. All of that is possible. Okay, what happens if you fail the particulars? There are a possibility that you didn't do well in a particular subject and you fail a course. In that case, at VIT, the only thing that you can do is re-register the course. Okay, you re-register the course in the summer or in the next semester. So if you fail the semester, the next time when it's offered, you can take the course and redo the whole course. And there are some exceptions to it, but you will probably re-register the course and study the course next semester. Next time it's offered. Or we also offer some special semesters called summer semesters. When everybody else has a summer break, you can complete your backlog courses. That's also possible. Okay. So from academics, every semester there is a calendar that's given. That's called your academic calendar. Okay. It will be something like this for your semester. Okay. It will tell when your exams are. Continuous assessment tests when the exams are, okay, or so you'll have two continuous assessment tests when the holidays are, when the final exam is, okay, and when the next semester starts. All the details will be given here. So the advantage is that you can plan, you have a full understanding about when, what is happening when, and you can plan your study and your vacation accordingly. So this is generally circulated at the beginning of every semester. So at VIT we have two major semesters. Whatever UG program you are studying, you have a fall semester and a winter semester. So the fall semester runs between July to November of every year, and the winter semester between December to April in a normal scenario. Okay. So now we have deferred admissions, so we are running late. But otherwise, this is the general timings in the semesters run. You also have a semester called a summer semester, which happens between May and June. So what happens there is, it's meant only for re-registered courses. Students who are having backlog courses, they can study the courses during that summer. That's a possibility. So each of you are studying different programs. You have your BTech students, BSc, BCom, all of you are here. So you'll be studying different courses. So every program that you've joined for has different credit requirements to complete your degree. Like BTech subject program, whatever branch of engineering you will have between 150 to 151 to 152 plus or minus 1 or 2 credits in every program. Alright. So an average BTech student will study 151 credits to get his degree. A BSc to double major student will study between 127 to 129 credits. An honors student, BBA honors, will do a 141 credits, and a BCom honors student, will do 147 credits. So this is the number of credits you have to earn in your duration to get a degree. So a sample BTech computer science curriculum has these components. Okay, you have something called a foundation core. Which consists of courses in sciences, humanities, maths, social studies, management. All of them, the multiple courses are there, which amount to 62 credits. Then discipline-linked engineering sciences, science-related subjects that are core to your engineering program that you're studying. So those are discipline-linked engineering sciences. You have discipline core subjects. They are about 44 credits. So these are the core engineering subjects that you have to study. 44 credits, and you have option to choose some set of courses, which are worth about 12 credits. They are called discipline electives. Then in the university, in your program, you also have something called open electives, which you can be any course in the university. Go ahead and choose any course that you like that is being offered in the university. Okay, those are your open choices across programs. You being a computer science guy can study some mechanical engineering courses, or you can study robotics, or you can study let's say arts and science. Okay, any course. Music, if you are interested and it's offered, you can take that course. That's under open electives. You will have to do certain courses under projects and the internship. These are end semester capstone projects and the internship mandatory internship that you have to do. Those are those courses that you have. So sum total, you will have to do 151 credits to complete your BTech program. You also have to do 11 credits of non-graded credit courses. They are not graded, they are pass-fail courses. But it's a mandatory course you have to complete. So those are worth 11 credits, like environment science, ethics, values, those type of courses. So this is generally for all BTech programs, this is how your courses would be structured. Core sciences and humanities courses, discipline engineering sciences, discipline elective, and open elective. Okay, so that's the nomenclature that will be there for everything. For a BSc program, double major program or maths and computing, and so you have your UGC's nomenclature is slightly different. So you have discipline 4 mandatory courses and your optional elective courses in that program that you're studying. You also have something called compulsory ability enhancement electives. Okay, some subjects that you have to you study to enhance your abilities, technical or language related stuff. These are optional subjects. Skill enhancement enhances your skill. Elective courses, option, multiple subjects will be there. You can choose some of them. Worth 10 credit. And you also have project or an internship course available, doing 129 credits. And mandatory non-credit requirements about 10 credits. For commerce, similar nomenclature, BCom, honors. And for BBA honors program, you are doing with your RIT. Okay, so some 60 credits you do in India, and the rest of the 60 credits you do abroad. Okay, so mandate before you go abroad, you'll have to complete 60 credits in India. If some of you plan to stay back and complete your BBA honors in India itself, VIT, then you have to complete 160 credits, which goes as the core electives. These are mandatory across programs for BBA 3-year UG programs, and these are your management subjects, core management subjects, and optional elective subjects worth 38 subjects. This is something that every one of you need to know. Every course that you study will have this course structure that is defined. LTPC. Okay, lectures, tutorials, practicals, and total credits. So L denotes the number of lecture hours you will study for that subject in a semester. In a week. Okay. So the lecture hours per week is 3, each of being of a 15-minute duration. You may also have tutorial something when numerical problems or problem solving is done with respect to that subject. If a course has a T component, tutorials, it means you'll spend about 15 minutes in a week doing problem solving. If there is a lab for the subject, you will have a component here. It will be 2 here generally, lab means, which is 100 hours, 2 hours of lab per week. Totally amounting to 3 plus 1, 4. So that's how your course will. This is something that you should know. Every course across the university has this nomenclature: LTPC, lectures, tutorial, practical, and credit hours, total credit. So this is the subjects credits you learn for one subject. Like that, you'll have to do so many of them in a particular group to earn your degree of 160 credit. So the course. So the course, what type of courses are that? You will have theory, pure theory courses. You may have theory and lab only courses, pure lab courses, which will go like this: 0021, meaning to say 2 hours of lab you will do. Okay. The other thing is you can do. You will have courses that have embedded lab. So basically, you will have theory hour and then some hours of lab. So in this case, this is let's say computer science subject, Python programming in Python. So you'll have 1 hour of theory and 4 hours of lab every year, earning 3 credits. So lab is half. 2 hours is equal to 1 credit, like we showed here. Lab hours, 2 hours is equal to 1 credit. Tutorial will go like this. So these are the type of courses that you will have in your curriculum. And you will get a curriculum from a head of the department shortly or some part of time later. You will get a curriculum, that distribution just now I showed you. Okay, so the foundation core, discipline core, discipline elective, open elective, internship, that type of thing. And what are the name of the courses? How many credits each of them? What's the course code? That type of information will be available from your head of the department will share it at a later point. This is an important slide that you need to pay attention to. This is how your timetable is. It's called a slot timetable. So a subject will be offered, like I told you sometime back, it will be offered in the morning or the afternoon, and it will be offered in slots. We have slots called A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, G1. Okay, so we have slots going like this: A to G. Okay, and 1 denotes it's all happening in the morning. If the afternoon timetable also slots also look similar, they go A2, B2, D2, E2, F2. 2 denotes they are afternoon slots. Okay? So all the 1s denote they are morning, all the 2s denote they are afternoon. A course, a 3 credit course will be offered in A1 slot plus TA1. So 2 hours of A1 plus 1 TA1 will mean 3 hours of theory course. 3 hours of theory. A1, TA1. So Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And these times, 8 o'clock, 8:55 and 9:50, will have to be in the class for that subject. So those are the 3 subjects that we will learn. Okay. That's your for a particular. The labs go L1, L2, L3, L4. So you may have a lab that combines 2 hours of lab. So it will be L1 plus L2. 2 hours of lab means L1 plus L2. Or in the afternoon, sometime it may be L35 plus L36. That will denote a lab. So that's how you understand the timetable. This, after your courses are registered for you this semester, it will be a cohort registration in the first semester. After you register this is how your slot timetable will look. Okay. So how many courses we told you? You are the liberty to choose whatever you want. So you can choose the number of credits, subjects you want to study, meaning to say the number of credits you can study. So in terms of credits, a minimum of 16 credits are required to you be enrolled in that semester. So minimum you have to study for 16 credits every semester. Maximum you can study is 27 credits. Okay. Any number between 16 and 27 is okay for you. Okay. So in the first semester, generally we'll try to give you between 16 to 20 credits max. We will try the first semester. That's all you study. Later on, you can choose how many courses to study, and okay. There will be cases later that sometimes some students have backlog and they fail in some courses, because of which their CGPA 8% average goes down. Okay. So in which case, if you are, this indicates that you are having trouble learning some courses, then we suggest you study less number of credits, maybe maximum 20, between 16 and 20 max. Probably that would be appropriate for you to study. We also give you a full flexibility that you can do what you want. So let's say you have a facility called ad drop. Basically, you can the courses will be available the next semester onwards, not in the first semester. Ad drop is not available in the first semester. The second semester onwards, you will have this facility. Basically, you can register some courses. You can go and sit in the professor's class for the first class or second class. First 2-3 days, you can sit in the class and see how you like the subject or how you like the professor. And then depending upon your taste or your overload, whether you're overloaded or underloaded, maybe you thought 27 credits I study and you sit in courses, then you see that's too much math or it's too much work, you want to drop a course. The first 3 days of the semester, you will be able to drop some courses and take some other courses. So that is possible for you. Okay, that can be done by you. So you can add or drop some courses. Okay. You decided that I am not doing that. You go ahead and study the semester. 1 month is over. You write your first internal assessment test, and then you path poor. Okay, and you think no, this is overload. I want to withdraw this course. Okay, either you or there is overload and you want to study the core courses and not optional elective course. You want to drop an elective. So you can do that. After the first exam is over, seeing your performance, you can withdraw from the courses within the first week after the exam. So that's called forced withdrawal. But that will come in your grade card showing W, withdraw. Okay, so that will happen there. That's but it is possible. You can decide even after 1 month that you want to drop a course. So withdrawal is possible, but it will come in your grade card as W. Okay. So what are the exams that happen in the VIT? The Deputy Controller of Examination will talk to you in detail later. But broadly, the exams are called, they have something like this: Continuous Assessment Test 1, Continuous Assessment Test 2, each worth 15% of your 100%. Okay. Then there are some digital assessments. Okay, digital assignments that we give. 3 assignments will be given, each 10% weightage. So 30% for digital assignments. Assignments you submit 30%, you get. Continuous assessment test, right? You write 2 assessment tests, you get. So totally 60% of your thing is internal assessment. Alright, these are all internal assessment. Final assessment is worth 40%. The end term examination, final assessment, end term examination is called FAT, final assessment test. It's called FAT. It's worth 40%. Okay, so 60% is for continuous assessments throughout the semester. Formative assessment, this is your summative assessment, FAT. Okay, for those of you familiar with your summative and formative assessment. So this has to be, so note this number, it's important for you. Okay. Then the next thing about assessment is that your assessments will all be hot. Those who have done your CBSE pattern, you will understand, all the questions will be hot. Okay. And the prof will generally stick to what he's taught. He'll teach you something and ask you only from what he's taught. And among this, one of the assessment, CAT 2 examination is generally open book examination. Okay. In the pandemic times, since we are doing everything online, only this time, in these pandemic times, all the exams are open book exams. They are expecting from the answers on all the assignments, and they will evaluate you based on that. Okay. All the labs will be challenging experiments. You try to solve some tough problems related to the subject you're studying. Okay. It should take 1 or more. It may sometimes take more than 1 week to complete that experiment. Okay. You have the whole week. They will give you the thing, ask you to continue and complete that over a week's time. Okay. So that's the type of experiment that you are doing. Many of now this semester, since we are doing virtual theory also, the labs will also be primarily virtual. You also have in some departments and some subjects you can also have remote control labs. You will be sitting at your home, and the lab equipment will be there in the campus, and you will be able to control or run the experiments remotely from that part of the country. So that's also. So that's with respect to labs and assessments. Okay, it can happen that sometimes we fail in some courses. We can have backlogs. So in which case you will have another grade which the DCO will explain to you further. Okay. So what you will do is you will have to re-register the course next semester whenever it's offered, and or optionally if it's offered in the summer, if there are a lot of failure of the subjects, then maybe it's offered in the summer, and you can complete the course by re-registering the course. You can either register the course completely or maybe only a component of the course. Depending if you have paid only a component, lab only if you paid, you can enroll the lab only, or the theory only you paid, you can enroll the theory. All current VTech programs are lab only. Labs are separate and theories are separate. So paying the lab, you pay register the lab completely. There are few embedded courses where the lab is embedded. So you are required to attend all the subjects, all the courses, all the classes, all the time. So ideally, you should have 100% attendance, and actually 100% attendance attendees are awarded, rewarded also. Right? So you should ideally have 100% attendance in all the classes. But we know that sometimes it's not possible. So whether you get sick, whether you have stomachache, headache, actually you have an operation, you broke a hand, you're admitted to the hospital, you had jaundice. Whatever it is, okay, all of it together, or you had a marriage, you had a friend marriage, or you simply felt you wanted to bunk the class. Anything and everything together, up to 25% is permissible. Right? So in a particular subject, up to 25% of the class, probably for whatever reason you may be absent, but 75% attendance is mandatory. Okay, and it's strictly 75% attendance will be blocked. You will not be permitted to write the examination. The CAT 1 you will not be permitted. Second, CAT 2, if it still you didn't make up 75, you will not be permitted. If you still didn't make 75% in the final exam, you will not be permitted to write the examination. So 74 and a half, you will not be permitted to write the examination. Okay, so be mindful of your attendance and take care of attending all the classes without fail. Okay. Okay. So that's a small warning. But anyway. There are lots of opportunities. You have the opportunity to do anything and everything at VIT. Okay, so you can boost your marks anyway. So we have something called additional learning components, which we used to do when we are physical. We have suspended it temporarily during the online session, but you can participate in hackathons. Okay, you can participate in a hackathon. You can participate in a coding competition. You can do a research project, okay, whatever you do, or you can study online course, additional course, okay, you are studying a subject and additionally you can study some online course, and all of that you can tell your faculty, have the approval of the head of the department, okay, and get assessed, do something, and then the result of that can be up to 10 marks in your continuous assessment, can add up to 10 marks in your, that's called additional learning, okay, so up to 10 marks can be part of your continuous assessment in your and help you boost your marks, because of which your grade will improve. So we and this is these hackathons generally happen day in day out at VIT. Even online in this thing also we do hackathons, but only we are not giving credits to that marks for that. But hackathons happen even now online also. So participate in all of these activities. Participate with your friend, with the research, with your professors for research. Publications, all of that will add value, help you gain marks, boost your grades. All right. Okay. Let's say it's not only learning only for marks. You like to learn, love to learn some subjects, you want to do more. Okay. Can I do more? Yes, you can do more. You can do some audit to the course. Basically, audit to the courses, you go through all the process that you do with respect to your regular course. Okay? You will write an exam, you will submit the assignment, everything you will do. Okay, but only thing is the grade you are not worried about it. The grade is not taken. If you register course as an audit, it will not reflect in your CGPA. So you are learning for the love of learning. Okay, so you can do one course like that in your program, entire program. You can audit a course. Generally, you can also do PG level courses also. You are a UG student, you can do PG level courses also. If your CGPA is high at 8.0 and above, you can do that. Forget about that. I'm ready to pay something more. I want to study so many other courses. It will help me for my future studies in my master's studying abroad. You can study some courses that are related to your interest. You can additionally register courses and study. Even that is also possible. So all that is in your hands to do whatever you want. Interdisciplinary is what we push. Okay, we'll want you to do mechanical doing some computer science doing some mechanical robotics. All of that is what we want. Okay, so that's what we want. So you can actually do something like this. You can be a CSE student and do some subjects in mechanical engineering, or mechanical students doing AI course, artificial intelligence courses, or a civil student doing computer science. All of that is possible. So that's where we have these three varieties called minor, specialization, and honors. So minors basically is that you do about 18 to 20 credits extra in some other branch of engineering, not your own branch, some other branch of engineering, like mechanical guy doing computer science. Okay, so you'll get a degree with minor in computer science, mechanical with minors in computer science. That's possible. Do 18 to 20 credits worth of courses in your own discipline in a particular niche area. Okay, let's say it's artificial intelligence or robotics, or it is data science. Okay, some or healthcare engineering, whatever it is. Alright, if you do one particular domain in your branch of engineering, 18 to 20 credits extra, and you can use up to 9 credits from whatever electives that you already studied. Okay, basically just studying extra about 9 to 11 courses credit extra you do. In the same branch, then you will get a specialization tag. Okay, basically BTech mechanical with specialization in artificial intelligence. All right, or it could be specialization in robotics, or it could be specialization in fluid mechanics. All right, whatever it is, whatever specialization your school branch offers, you can study that. You can also do honors course up to 20 credits, not in any specific niche area, but in any generic area. Okay, that could be possible. That would be your honors degree. So you get a BTech mechanical with honors. That's possible. You can also do a double major, especially only in management, which means you will study 30 credits extra, which may need extra 1 year to study. But your BTech plus, you can actually do mechanical also is possible. Mechanical with management. Is possible. The double major is also possible, but your program will likely extend by 1 year. Okay, a lot of you may be sitting in one course, you wanted some other program, but you got something else, and you are thinking whether I can migrate to some other program. Sliding, like in JE, is it possible? Yes, to a limited extent, yes, you can. From electrical, can you move to ECE? So at VIT, you can do that. So all you need to do is in the second semester generally, we'll offer some, if you want to do computer science department will be offering 2 courses, okay, for those who want to migrate from one program to another. You'll have to study those courses, okay, get a good grade in that subject, as well as in your the original first semester subject, first year subjects, okay. You should have a high CGPA plus a good subject grade in that subject, okay. Combined together, you will be ranked, and then in the program, okay, 2% of the strength of the students in that program, up to that 2% population, from some other branch will be permitted to, students will be permitted to join that. So that is possible. So sliding is possible, but you need to work for it. Okay, basically you have to be determined. You want to tell that I am good at computer science, or I am good in electrical and electronics. I am studying that, I have proved myself and do a good grade both in your normal subjects as well as in those 2 subjects. Then you will be able to migrate based on your rank in that migration list. We motivate research at the undergraduate level. Okay, all students, many students of UG do research under the process. They participate in such conferences that is then actually mandatory for the master student, PG students. BTech students present research, do research and present papers in those conferences. You can do that too. And we have multiple undergraduate research experience, some of which is acknowledging your work done in hackathon type of stuff, acknowledging your research. You can do it research instead of some electives. Okay, you can get additional credits After having done a research and published a paper, you can use that to get some credits. All of that is possible. So the various flavors of undergraduate research that your head of the department will explain to later, and you can get in touch in the later semesters to understand the research culture and the possibility of doing more than what you have enrolled for. So that is possible. You can also go for a 6-month co-op, work in an industry and come back and complete your course. That's possible. You can also do a capstone project as an internship. That's also possible. 6 to 8 semester you can go, or 7 semester depending on when you get your internship. You can do the 7th or the 8th semester, go for a industry, work in the industry, do your capstone, finish your capstone project in the industry, or locally here itself. Okay, 7th or 8th semester, you can complete that. Okay. You can also go, if you have finished all your credits, you can take the last semester off, go to some university abroad for a semester abroad program, and have that experience. So that maybe you would like to go study higher, or put to the links during a UG itself, so that you can pursue your masters in that university or some other university, okay? Or just for the understanding of the exposure, foreign exposure of studying in a university abroad. All of that is possible. What more? You can, like we told you, you can do ad drop whenever you want. You also have something called ad drop can be done in the beginning of the semester. First 3 days you can you could have registered. Maybe you want to really look at it. Ad drop the course is possible. It's also the case that sometimes some special cases that you study the subject, you fail the subject, you studied it again, you failed again, and you think I'm not going to clear the subject. Maybe that's instead of this elective, I do some other elective. Okay. So you can substitute one elective for the other. That's called co-substitution. You can substitute. You can now tell that instead of this subject, I'll study some other subject, and please substitute that as this. It's possible. That's called co-substitution. They give you the opportunity. You got a poor grade, you can re-register the course to go through all the process and improve your grade. Now that you're studying the second time, you'll do better. Your grade will improve. Your CGPA will improve. That's also possible. All said and done, we want you to finish all your courses in your program duration, either 3 years or 4 years. But maximum is, if unfortunately you're not able to complete during the program duration, another additional 3 years are given to a slow learner to complete his degree. That's the point. Okay. The whole idea is that I welcome you to this VIT. You're going to get new friends. The environment is new. The opportunities are plenty. Newer opportunities. So it's time for you to flourish. Make use of all of these opportunities to flourish. That's the best thing that VIT helps you to give, to let you grow. Okay. That is almost the end of what I wanted to say with respect to academics. I just want to tell you a couple of examples of your seniors who passed out of the institution. There are students who have gone and done the internship using MITAX, Canada internship, done the internship in Canada. They've also gone to the Large Hadron Collider, France, CERN laboratories. They've done internship there. People have won hackathons, Smart India hackathons, and they've got awards from the Prime Minister of India. They've had interaction with the Prime Minister of India and they've got awards. That's possible. People have done internship in National University of Singapore, NUS, Tom Frank University. Students have won Kaggle competitions, online competitions, Kaggle competitions, they've won. And because of the Kaggle competition they've won, they've got internships in cone elevators. They went to Netherlands, spent the summer, and then they started the company and served the cone elevators in AI related machine learning stuff. They were doing predictive maintenance of the elevators, which the cone researchers themselves had not solved. These students went and did some small help and solved some of the problems that they had. And they do support. They came back to studied the 4th year. While they were doing that, they were helping the researchers at Code in their predictive maintenance problem. Students are capable. All that is possible. That's the good part that happened. There are also cases where we have this student like he was my proctor. No, sorry, not my proctor. He was in my class. He maintained 75% attendance. He used to play a lot of softball. He played for the university. He played softball, representative there, but attendance he had some problem. He exactly maintained 75% attendance. He didn't participate in any university tournament, but he used to play that softball. Maintaining 70%, one just before the after the middle of the semester, he had typhoid. 14 days, 15 days sick, because of which his attendance went below 75%. He was already maintaining 75%. Now this big hit of typhoid, and 5 out of the 6 subjects he could not write enter the final exam. So it's important that you maintain your attendance. Students sometimes get disinterested, disconnected, or diverted, start playing so many things. Now you are at liberty to do so many things, get diverted, because of which students have backlogs. They fail in subjects. We still have a student who did not complete his course, 14 BE student and 15 BE student. The 6th, 7th year is running. They're still not completed. We have such cases also. So we don't want anybody to be in this category. This is just a sounding that I'm giving. There are rare cases like this too. We don't want any of you to be in this category. Okay? So the point is, with freedom comes responsibility. Your parents are going to give you a lot of freedom. The university gives you a choice of freedom in everything, but that freedom comes with responsibility. Use it wisely and implement it properly. Okay? With that, all the best. Have a good time at VIT. We hope you grow with us, flourish, and do the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for making the students to understand the complete academic process at VIT, especially FFCS, course migration, scope for advanced learners, development of slow learner, additional learning, minor courses, possibilities to participate in thorn events and other activities. Thank you, sir. I know students at the outset, all info together, you really need a break, right? So let's have a screen time break for 5 minutes. Stay tuned, relax, hydrate, 5 minutes screen time break. Sugumaran sir, by the time you can speak, I can check your audibility.
Madam, I have already shared, but somebody unshared and now they are sharing with some instructions.
Yes, sir. From here only we are just in the screen time break, we are showing the instruction. Just if you speak, I thought I can also check the audibility. Fine, sir, you are audible. We will get back that screen back to you. Thank you, sir. Yes, students, are you ready now? Sugumaran sir? Sugumaran sir, can we start, sir?
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. The most important phase of checking, verifying, and validating the knowledge and analyze the ability of a candidate is examination. Here we have with us Dr. V. Sugumaran, Professor and Deputy Controller of Examination, VIT Chennai, to deliver on examination evaluation process at VIT.
Good afternoon. Welcome to VIT. I hope the slide is visible and I am audible. The curriculum
Yes,
dictates the teachers. Thank you, ma'am. The curriculum dictates teachers what to teach, and the question paper dictates the students what to learn. My favorite statement. As Dean Academics has already detailed, we have semester system for most of the courses, fall semester and winter semester. Of course, now what you are going to study is fall semester, and the next semester that you study after the fall is winter semester. From the COE office, all the communications will come only through VIT email. I hope you will be getting or already got the student VIT email ID. It is your responsibility to check every day the mail from the university authorities. Most of the most of the items are communicated to the student, especially from COE office, through your email only. So you have to check your VIT email ID regularly. Okay, that's very, very important point. And the first activity of the COE office starts with the FAT schedule. FAT stands for Final Assessment Test. There are intermediate tests, for example, CAT, Continuous Assessment Test, and there are assignments. Assignments are mostly managed by your respective teachers, those who handle the courses for you. And the CATs, Continuous Assessment Tests, are managed by the Dean Academics Office, right now headed by Professor Nayeemulla, who spoke to you a few minutes before. So anything related to CAT, assignment, registration, course substitution, all that you should contact Professor Nayeemulla on. And regarding FAT, final assessment test, and after final assessment test, if you have anything, you can contact COI office. So that's the first understanding before starting anything. The first activity that you get from the COI office is the FAT schedule. Normally, we announce the FAT schedule 15 days, 15 days before the FAT exam starting date. The do's and don'ts, all those things will be there as part of the communication. Exams are normally scheduled as per the slot timetable. Professor Nayeemulla was explaining to you A1 slot, B1 slot, C1 slot, like that up to G1 in the morning. Similarly, in the afternoon, we have A2, B2, C2, up to G2. So, irrespective of the name of the subject, name of the course, what you study, the exams will be scheduled for the given semester as per the slots only. So, you can plan during the registration itself, you want a gap between exams or you want to continuously write exams, like you can plan accordingly. So your examinations will be conducted based on slots. And to write the examination, the eligibility criteria are: 1, you should not have the shortage of attendance. That means you should have minimum 75% of attendance. This 75, as Dean Academics has already explained, includes, that 25% is what you can not attend, right? So that includes your medical, your casual leaves, or any other leave which you may feel valid. All that is considered only for that to the extent of 25%. You should have 75% attendance to appear for the exam. And you should not have involved in any act of indiscipline. Suppose if the campus is open and if you are in the hostel, even if there is some indiscipline activity by a student in the hostel, the student is likely to be stopped from writing the examination. Okay. So any act of indiscipline will disqualify you from writing the FAT exam. But withdrawal of the registered course. After CAT 1, as Dean Academics explained a few minutes before, students who wish to withdraw their courses, they can withdraw. Once you have withdrawn a course, then that course you cannot write FAT. You want to restore it, you want to write it again, that is not permitted. Once you withdraw, it is withdrawn forever and no FAT will be conducted for that. So 75% attendance, not involved in any indiscipline, and you have not registered, you have not withdrawn your course, then you are eligible to write a particular exam which is registered in that particular semester. Registration of a course is compulsory for all the courses in a particular degree program. The type of courses that you will, when I say course, it is a subject. Okay, some people say it is subject, some people say it is a course. Of course, here in VIT we refer to it as a course. Course is a subject. Okay, a course may be a lab-only course. Okay, that means you will have only practicals and no theory, no project associated with it. There may be courses like the second column, one theory-only courses, where there will be only theory, no practical or lab component attached to it. And there are various combinations: project-based course, embedded theory course, embedded lab course. What is meant by embedded lab course? There will be theory and there will be corresponding lab. Both will be attached together as one kind of subjects are all available. Of course, theory only course is applicable for your batch. So we will discuss only the second column. Okay, the only second column is right now that you need to understand now. Rest all is there in the previous batches, and this is applicable for you. So there are 100 marks for each of the course, and how do the marks split up in general words? Cat 1, 1.5, 15 marks. Cat 2, 1.5, again 15 marks. Normally these Cat 1, Cat 2 are conducted out of 50 marks. Okay, but due to pandemic, this maximum mark may vary, but weightage will remain same. So the weight factor for Cat 1 and Cat 2 is 1.5 and 1.5, 15, 15. Then there will be some assignments, online submission, debates, anything, the quizzes, any submission. Okay, all that the teacher will decide. The course faculty will decide how to account for this 30 marks, and that will be clearly stated in the very first day of each of the courses, likely, ideally. Then we conduct a FAT, final assessment test. Normally, the final assessment test is conducted out of 100 marks and with a weight factor of 40. That means examination, there will be questions for 100 marks. You write for 100 marks and score out of 100. Then, if you score X marks out of 100, out of 40, how much you have scored? We will scale it like that and take only the scaled value for FAT. So it has weight factor of 40%. So 40% from FAT, 30% from your assignments, and 30% from your Cat 1 and Cat 2 will sum up to 100 marks. That's how your course will be evaluated. Similarly, for lab courses, there will be a series of experiments, and there will be termed exam or FAT, lab FAT, and both you will get the weightage and you will get your lab mark out of 100. Now, sir, I have written the exam. What is the criteria to pass a particular subject? A passing criteria in the FAT alone, you should have scored a minimum of 40%. I told you we conduct FAT out of 100 marks normally. Due to pandemic, now we are conducting FAT out of 60. That will go back to 100 once the paper-based exam comes. Otherwise, in the email, if there are any variation in the total marks, that will be communicated to you through email from the controller's office. Now, ideally, the FAT will be conducted out of 100. You should score 40 marks minimum in FAT alone. There is no minimum marks for CAT, continuous assessment test, or assignments and things like that. But continuous assessment test plus FAT together, that's called the total, okay, the grand total, you should have scored 50%. Then only you will be considered as pass. For lab and project type of courses, it is 50%. You have to get 50% in the lab. Again, there is no minimum for lab cam and lab FAT. Together 50% if you score, you are pass. And for project, if your total score out of 50, total score out of 100 is 50, then you will be declared pass. So theory, there is an additional condition in the FAT, you have to score 40%. That's very important point to note. So the evaluation is over. Now we will first release the marks. You will be asked to go through your papers, and if there are any corrections, you can do. That's called paper seeing. Once you do the paper seeing, then we announce the grades. Based on the marks scored in a particular class, we give the grades for the students. There are two types of grading. One is absolute grading, other one is relative grading. We'll talk about it in the next slide. In both these systems of grading, we assign the letters. The first 6 are a performance grade. The S is the highest grade that's possible with a grade point of 10. And A is with a grade point of 9. B, C, D, E respectively 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay. So these are all the performance grades. So E grade is the minimum pass grade with grade point of 5. F means you are fail. N means there is the embedded course, one component I have cleared, the other component I have not cleared. That kind of incompleteness, we give N grade, okay, N grade. So that again for F and N grade, there is no grade point. And there are other grades are available. W is the grade letter we give for the courses which you have withdrawn. Okay, after CAT 1, you feel the semester is very heavy, so you wanted to withdraw. That time you go for the W grade. And U is actually a successful completion of audit course. Audit course, of course, Professor Khan has already explained what is audit course. If you are cleared successfully, you have to go through all the assessment. You have to write CAT, FAT, assignment, everything. Out of 100, you will be score. At the finally, when you score any performance grade, E to S, any one performance grade you have to score. In place of these A to E or S to E, we give U grade. That means you have successfully completed an audit course. There are pass-fail type courses. If you have cleared that subject, we give pass. Okay. Of course, if you fail, we give F grade. If you give pass, we give P grade. And you will also see one more letter called Y. It means yet to complete. There are components which you have not yet completed. That in the academic history, when you see, you will see Y. Y means you have not yet completed that particular course. Right. Now, you have to remember these grade points as well. Okay, right now. And that will be useful in the next slide when we talk about CGPA. Right. Now there are two types of grading system. One is absolute grading, other one is relative grading. If the course is purely lab in nature, so that means practical in nature, or if the course is project type course, then absolute grading will be used. There is no other criteria. Simply if it is a lab course, it's absolute grading. It's a project course, absolute grading. Okay. There are courses where there are embedded courses, theory and lab together, theory and project together. There may be courses like that. If there are such courses for you, then we look at the class strength. If the class strength is less than or equal to 10, then we use absolute grading. In all other cases, we will go for relative grading. So any theory subject, definitely relative grading. Of course, the minimum strength of 10 with the condition of minimum strength of 10. So if there are minimum strength of 11 actually, up to 10 we follow absolute grading. Beyond 10 we will use relative grading. So there are two types of grading. Absolute grading means we have standard letters and standard grade bands. Grade band, okay, bands. Band means what? There will be one lower limit and higher limit. The range of marks, instead of range, we say it's a band. Okay, so it's a grade range. That grade range is fixed, irrespective of toughness of the question, irrespective of the intelligent level of the student. We simply follow the standard ranges. That means equal to 90 and above 90 you score, yes grade is given. Nothing else is considered. Just look at your mark out of 100. If it is 90 and above, you give S grade. We give S grade. Similarly, if it is 80, above 80 and below 90, we give A grade. Equal to or greater than 70 and less than 80, B grade, and so on. Similarly, equal to 50 and less than 55, we give E grade. Anything less than 50, we give F grade. See this grade bands or grade ranges. Grade ranges are fixed. The grade ranges are fixed. Pradeep sir, please mute yourself. Relative grading, we have letter grades where the grade ranges are given in terms of class average and standard deviation. In a class, assuming there are 100 students in a class, we find out what is the class average for that. That we call it as mean, and we find out the standard deviation of those 100 students' marks of that particular subject. We call it as sigma, and you substitute that in this formula. if the total mark is greater than or equal to mean plus 1.5 sigma, okay, that is the lower limit for S grade, with minimum mark of 90. Such mark should be 90 or above 90. In that case, we give S grade. If it is 0.5 sigma, mean plus 0.5 sigma and mean plus 1.5 sigma, if the mark is between these two ranges, then we give A grade. Okay. If you don't understand this, don't really worry about it. There is something called Academic Regulation 3.2 that will be available from Dean Academics Office. The printed version is available. Anytime you can read. Even if you don't understand, you need not bother because it's all automated VTOP software that will take care of it. Just for matter of information, I'm presenting it to you. Okay. So mean plus 0.5 sigma, mean minus 0.5 sigma, like that. There are lower limits and higher limits. So mean and standard deviation will vary from class to class. So it's not a fixed range basically. It's for a group of class. What does that mean? If there is a class of highly intelligent students and the teacher has taught well, students have scored well, sometimes even the E grade will be very high. Some above 70, 80, sometimes there is a possibility. You score 80 marks, but get only E grade. Why? It is a relative grading system. Okay. In absolute grading system, if you score 80 marks, you will get A grade. If you score 79, at least you will get B grade. But in relative grading system, there is a possibility. If all the students scored very well, there is a possibility that you score very high marks, but your grade may be lower. That is the characteristics, property of relative grading system. That means what? You have to perform well among your group. If there is a group of 100 students in a class, you should perform in the top 10 to get into A grade or B grade. Well, next is people worry about this. From placement point of view, this is very important number. It's called CGPA, cumulative grade point average. Cumulative grade point average is calculated using this formula. What is there in the numerator? Summation of CI into GP. GP means grade point. I told you to remember, right? In the table, S grade means the grade point is 10. A grade, you scored A grade in a particular subject, that means your grade point is 9. Like that you should remember. And grade point is 9. You scored A grade. What is C? C is the credit for that subject. There are courses with 3 credits. There are courses with 2 credits. There are courses with 1 credit. Sometimes there may be courses with 5 credits, 20 credit, things like that. So for the subject, what is the credit into how much GP you have scored? A grade I have scored, that means I multiply that number of credits times the grade point. Okay. If it is a 3 credit course, I have scored A grade, that means 3 into 9. That is my first subject. Plus, because there is a summation, plus second subject. What is the credit? Multiplied by the grade point. Plus third subject, fourth subject. How many subjects I have? Do all that forms your numerator. In the denominator, it is just summation of the number of credits. First subject, what is the credit? Second subject, what is the credit? For how many subjects you have computed numerator, for the same number of subjects, you find out the number of credits alone. That forms your denominator. You divide this, you get your CGPA. Again, this you need not worry. In the VTOP, it will be made available to you. You can simply go to your student login in VTOP. You will be able to refer this at any point of time. It's dynamic. As and when results are declared, this number will keep changing. Okay. And apart from other batches, this batch I wanted to talk about the other activities that we have in the examination office. One thing is reevaluation. Of course, I just unofficially touched upon it. You have written your FAT. I think it is applicable for CAT also. The results are declared, and you are not happy with the way teacher has evaluated your paper. That means it's not happiness or unhappiness. You have written the correct answer. By mistake, the teacher has not evaluated it or he has overlooked it. You wanted to bring it to the attention of the teacher and get it reevaluated. There is a process in place that's called reevaluation. That for doing reevaluation, you have to do first paper seeing. Okay. So once the results are released, only marks will be released initially. Then you will be asked to apply for paper seeing and reevaluation. So you apply for paper seeing by paying 100 rupees per paper and go through your answer sheets, check the marks given are correct. If there are any issues that you wanted to highlight to your teacher and get it verified, you apply for reevaluation in the VTOP and the teacher will do the reevaluation. And there is a provision for you to give your comments. Sir, in this question I have written this correctly, but you have not given the the deserving marks that you wanted to highlight to your teacher. You can give such comments. The teacher will read your comment and then again reevaluate your paper, and the reevaluation results also will come to you. That process is called reevaluation. Sir, I am not happy with that also. The teacher is angry with me and the teacher spoiled my subject because of some personal issues. Okay, some revenge teacher has taken. Okay, again you are safe. There is something called appellate reevaluation. You can apply for appellate reevaluation, provided there are any personal issues there, and that will be evaluated by another professor along with the old professor in front of controller of examination, and the appellate evaluation results also will be made available to you. Okay, of course that's only on any grievance or anything. Okay, other normal reevaluation, 1 or 2 mark minor variation, we go ahead with reevaluation process. Next is refact. Sir, on the day of exam, my sister is getting married. That's very important function. I wanted to attend. Yes, you take leave, don't attend the exam, then come back, apply for refact. Once it is approved, you can get your you can write the exam. After the FAT exams are over, again it will be announced at a later point of time. You can write. So, what are such reasons for which you can write refact will be announced during the results time. Okay. Right now, the valid reasons are, of course, sister's marriage. You have to think about it. The valid reasons are: you are hospitalized on the day of examination. Okay. If it is COVID, we don't expect you to get admitted in the hospital. Even if COVID positive is there, we accept it. For all other illness, you should have, of course, now it is more or less normal. So we expect a discharge summary. You are hospitalized inside the hospital. Okay, that discharge summary is needed on the day of exam. For those exams, you can rewrite the exam at a later point of time. It will not be considered as second attempt. It is just you have postponed your exam and you have written. Okay, that's only for not well during the exam. Number 2, close family member expired. Okay, grandpa, grandma, somebody. Okay, very close family members expired. That we consider not distant relatives, but only very close relatives. Okay, and I drove by. I broke my hand. I'm not able to write exam. So there is a service available called Scribe. From your own family, we can have a person for writing the exam during the pandemic time to write exam on behalf of you. But we will check what is the degree, what is the qualification of that person, and choose that person. There are conditions, but Scribe is available. If the campus is opened, if you are here, we ourselves will provide a scribe who will write exam on behalf of you in case your hand is broken and you are not able to write your exams and all that. Such services are made available to our students. And once exams are over, you want to submit your academic statement to the bank because you have taken an educational loan. You can apply for transcripts in VTOP. We will process it and give it to you. And once a few semesters are over, the grade sheets will be printed and given to you at a later point of time, not immediately after the semester. In a year time, we will print and give. That will take a little longer time. And transcripts, you can apply in VTOP and get the transcript. Even once one semester is over, results are updated, you will be able to apply and get it. This is a paid service, 100 rupees, 200 rupees, something will be coming. online you make payment, you will get your transcripts delivered to you. Either personally you can come and collect, or you can ask the department to scan it and send it to you, the e-copy. This is very important slide. Students are always students. So academic malpractice. Sometimes very small percentage of students get involved in this kind of malpractices, very rarely. But such students are punished very severely. What is the punishment for any malpractice, academic malpractice? During exam, you copy, or online exam, 2-3 people sit together, chat in the group and copy the answers. Of course, you are also smart, teachers also smart, so they will also find out. Okay, so you keep if you are proved of guilty in any of this malpractice, then in that particular semester, all the subjects that you have registered, will be awarded N grade. That means fail grade for all the subjects. Those subjects you have to re-register it again and then clear. Okay. Suppose you are a final year student and you have become timed out student by then you can write arrear and clear. But anyway, those subjects you have to redo it. All the subjects in a particular semester are marked with N grade. Now, many students, I think on day one, all of you who are attending this, I request you to note down the 2 email IDs that appear in front of you. The one is Deputy COE. Right now I am holding. In future somebody else will be there, but the mail ID will remain same. Chennai.dcoe@vit.ac.in. Any query that you have related to final assessment test, transcripts, revaluation of FAT, results, final results, all those that you can write to chennai.dcoe@vit.ac.in. Any other query that you have regarding registration, can I take this subject, that subject, can I substitute this subject, or related to CAT, continuous assessment test, CAT revaluation, CAT marks, CAT refat, recat, course substitution, so many things. Before final assessment test, what are all the activities that you do? All that is managed by Dean Academics Office, and the mail ID is Dean CC. Don't forget to put the CC, otherwise it will go to Vellore Dean. So deancc.acad@vit.ac.in. So any queries before FAT, you contact this email ID. Any query after FAT and after FAT, you contact this email ID. We will be happy to help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening the students about the different aspects connected to examination and evaluation process of VIT. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now it's time for mock EPT English Proficiency Test. I request Dr. Pradeep Kumar, Deputy Director, Software Development Cell, to take over for further deliberations.
So, good afternoon, students. So today, in the afternoon, maybe around 12 o'clock, I have sent a mail to all the students. The set of all 6,000 plus students, I have sent a mail about your username and password for the mock test. So tomorrow we are going to have your English proficiency test conducted by the English department, and we in the software we just help them. So now this time we went for a testing on the public cloud. Public cloud means we are hosting in Amazon and we are testing it. So that's why first day we want to conduct a mock, how it goes. So tomorrow, once today it is successful, we will send another email tonight based on the which server you have to use, so what is your timing duration, all this information we will be sending again today one more mail before this night, so that tomorrow you can appear for the examination. In case if the mock is successful today, all of you will be having an examination time tomorrow between 9 to 10 or 10 to 11. So maybe I'll just check the timing and inform you. And in case if today's thing is not successful, so then we will have our schedule for the full duration tomorrow. right from morning 9 o'clock to evening 4:30, something like that. So every one student will have 1 hour time delay, one hour slot for writing the English proficiency test. Okay. So to begin with, what I do is I'll show you a demo on how you get the URL I have just already pasted. So once you log in with your username and password, so the username will be your application number 202101, so blah blah. So that is the username, and password we have already sent. We have already sent the password. Please check it. Okay. So there will be 2 mock exams. So one mock exam will be starting now immediately. So now the time is 3:45. You start it immediately. Just 7 minutes exam. So complete it. Then afterwards, another mock exam will be started by 4:05. 4:05 means exactly by 4:05 p.m. because we are testing different architecture. So that's why it is 4:05. So first mock exam will be starting immediately right away now. The second mock exam will be starting by 4:05. Okay. So first I will just show you how it looks like. So this is the mock exam. So since I am a teacher, I will go for a preview. So in case you will have attempt review. So preview. So you will have this information, start attempt. So totally only 7 minutes. So the mock exam doesn't carry any marks or anything. Just only you have to click and answer. So question number 1, click it, and question number 2, I'm just selecting some answer. Okay. So then I will have next page. Please remember, once you go to the next page, you cannot come back again. So you cannot come back again. So that's why please attempt all the question once you move from one page to another page. So now I am going to page number 2. You can see there is no previous page. So you cannot come back to the previous page. Now again, I will go with this page, then question number 4, then next page. So 4 questions done. Now the last question will be okay. So this is the last question. So this is a descriptive question. I have sent a PDF file also along with the mail what I have sent today. I have sent a PDF file. So what you need to do is you have to upload a PDF file here. So So in case if it hangs like this, you can refresh, or you can refresh, and if it is logged out, you can again re-log in back with the same username password. So these things you can able to do by yourself. So it's only a mock, so don't bother about the answer or anything. So tomorrow we will have our own schedule, so don't bother about the answers. Okay. So I think some of you are doing, I suppose. Choose file. I'm just uploading one file here. We accept only, I mean, a file with PDF. If you accept any other file other than PDF, it won't accept. So if you have any PDF file, you can simply upload it. So I'm just uploading it here. Then after uploading, once you get the file here directly, you can use the finish attempt option. So anyway, the file is still being uploaded. Yes, now you can see 5 answers saved. Then submit all and finish. So submit all and finish. So once it is done, you will not get any score. That's all. So mock exam number 1 is done. So this is the mock exam number 1 is done. So finish review. So it's only in the review I am seeing, but you cannot see as a student, you cannot see that. So my review is done. So after that you wait till 4:05 or 4:10. Then the second test will be opened. So you do the same process. Okay. So hope you can just log in and then do that. In case if you have, because today's mock, even if you miss the mock, no issues. If you do not do that also, no issues. But we advise you to go for it. In case we have any issues related to this EPT, you can send a mail to this email, chennai.sdc@vit.ac.in. So that is for tomorrow's real examination. If you have the login issues, or if you feel that, sir, I have recently joined, I don't have credentials, I didn't receive the email. For such kind of queries, you can please send a mail to this email address. Please make a note of it. For the next 4 years, if you are in the campus, and this is the email that you will be using for most of the software requirements in the campus. Okay. So we talk and learning management system and many softwares, we use only this email address you have to report. Okay. So please keep a note of it and just send us a mail in case we feel any issues in the EPT system today. Okay. So thank you. So please log into your Moodle and there is no further instruction on it. So attempt 2 mock exam and in the stipulated time. Please go ahead. That's all, ma'am.
Thank you, Pradeep sir. Pradeep sir,
Welcome, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hope students have understood how to initiate with the EPT process now. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You have also directed them with respect to the email ID also. Students kindly note down. Only then it is possible for you to get back if you have any queries. Thank you all students. Please continue for mock. Okay, tomorrow let us all meet at 9. Thank you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.